Now, you might think that everyone here doesn't have something in common, but we all have long hair, we all pee sitting down, and we all watch Mean Girls and go through a pint of ice cream on a bad day, okay? That's all of us. I just have my hair up right now, and the ice cream's waiting for me. All right. It's tax day. Everybody did their taxes, yeah? Anybody feel poor now? Anybody feel even more poor than they were yesterday? When they make you look at what you did. Yeah. I want you guys to know that by the time I'm done telling you jokes, all of you will feel so much wealthier than me. And that's the whole point. Because as long as you know you're better than at least one other human being, you're good. See, the problem with me is like I grew up like in a single parent family. I do remember the last time I saw my dad. We were playing peekaboo. He's a really fast runner. So that's what my mom tells me, I don't know. But so it's myself, an older sister, and my younger sister, but my mom tells me time and time again I have the prettiest hair. So that works out well for me. I knew growing up, like I was not like a normal kid because we'd be at the grocery store and like we always had to get like stuff or like the dented can or the box that was like messed up on the corner. You know, don't feel bad for me, this is all funny. It's real life, it's pain then, it's funny now. That's what the therapist tells me as long as you can back. Anyway, so I'd be at the grocery store and I'd see the person in front of me and I'm like, wow, that guy bought a steak that expires in like more than a week and a tub of like brand name ice cream. He must be a doctor or something, that's incredible. That guy must be so ridiculously rich. You guys ever go to Dollar Tree just for fun? Huh? Awesome, yeah. We'll play bridge afterward. I love this, yeah, okay. Do you guys ever go, I went to a Dollar Tree, not out of fun, but actually out of like necessity. So like, one of my friends, we were talking like, oh my God, all these rich celebrities, I can't imagine what it'd be like to be rich. And I'm like, if you've ever been to a Dollar Tree, then when you're rich, every fucking store is a Dollar Tree. It's like, what do you want? Doesn't matter. Go ahead, put it in the cart. Put it in the cart. What's the price? Doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? I can afford all of it. So that's why you guys go to Dollar Tree. I went to Dollar Tree because I needed a shirt. That's why I went there. Now, I've already told you guys, it was myself, my mom, my two sisters. So hand-me-downs were not that great. That's why to this day I have to wear like bright, colorful blouses. But this time they've got buttons in the front just to show, this one's mine, this one's mine. Over time, my older sister and I had to have like similar color schemes. So like, you looked way better in burgundy. Burgundy? That's maroon, bitch. Get it straight, all right. What's funny is growing up with two sisters, my mom was genuinely afraid for me. She's like, I want a man, a man in the house that's gonna stay. I want a man that's gonna stay. That's what she kept saying. Anyway, is this in therapy? That's fine. So she was so worried because one time she came into my room and she saw that I had my sister's Barbie dolls. So she took the Barbie dolls and she got me G.I. Joes. And I have to tell you, it was so difficult to masturbate to G.I. Joes. My goodness. But if you know anything about G.I. Joes, the Cobra Commander wears a jacket and like a metal helmet. I'm like, that's a woman in there. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. We're gonna do this until he's hot. She's hot. She's hot. Get it. Yeah. It's and then like I said, I had an older sister and then my younger sister. The reason why my mom had a younger sister was because my credit was ruined by the time I was 13 and we needed lights on. So that means new social. That's how it works. It's beautiful. Did I mention that I was Puerto Rican growing up in New York? Maybe I just did by all the jokes I've told. Myself, Jennifer Lopez, John Leguizamo, we all grew up on the same train. Yeah, all of us. It's really beautiful there. The crowd might know this. I was so poor that I couldn't actually afford to call my mom. I could, I just spent it on arcades. But anyway, do you guys remember collect calls? You're receiving a collect call from. So my mom would get a call. You're receiving a collect call from. Hey, my mom and dad are going to be home in about 15 minutes. I'll just know there. Where? I talked to my mom for free. thought I was a genius. You guys, I'm seeing other people. Like, I had some difficult times. I also did that. And I became a Texas auctioneer. I didn't know I could talk that fast. It's amazing. I grew up in a pretty bad neighborhood. I knew it was a bad neighborhood because whenever I was done with like sports and stuff, my friends were like, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "You see that police helicopter with the spotlight? It's like a block away from my house." But when he's not there, there's no lights on the way home, so I just have to figure things out. I have to follow like hookers, like breadcrumbs, or the police spotlight. True story, okay? Look it up. I grew up from New York to South Florida. Like I said, you're required as a Puerto Rican to do it. It's by law. Anyway, so I knew I grew up in a bad neighborhood, Liberty City, okay? It's one of the worst neighborhoods in all of South Florida. They did a documentary about it, about how one kid graduated from high school. That's how bad the city is. The ice cream truck never slowed down on my street. If I wanted like a turbo pump, I'm like, come on, we're gonna keep doing this. Come on. I got $3. It took me 4 weeks. Come on, man. Come on. I just wanted a popsicle like all the rich kids. It's funny because it's true. So I was so poor, I had a DARE t-shirt. We all know what DARE means now, yeah? Okay. You guys all look like DARE graduates at a place that serves alcohol on Tuesday. That makes sense. All right. So I had a t-shirt, but I got it from Goodwill, so I just had the letters. I didn't have the drug abuse resistance education. I grew up thinking that DARE stood for drugs are really expensive. And in a single-parent family, that was reason enough never to get involved. My mom's talking to me about drugs was like, you might end up being friends with some kids who have drugs. Those are rich kids. Be their friends. Don't take their stuff, but be their friends. Because they're either going to be politicians or law enforcement people. And you need those friends. Very wise, my mom. Very wise. She learned very quickly. But the thing was, like, growing up, like, the whole thing of the tooth fairy, I didn't know, like, what the tooth fairy was. I was in the 3rd grade, and I'm sitting there trying to, like, do simple math, and my mouth is fucking bleeding like crazy. And I would brush my teeth furiously just to make sure. Because my mom went over the whole thing of dental hygiene, but never once told me I would lose my first set of teeth. Because that's the story you tell your kids, and you massage that shit with a tooth fairy, some mysterious person who has a really fucked up fetish and endless money. Like what? How did they get in? Anyway, so weird. Also, what's really concerning was during Christmas, every year I always got the same 2 gifts. I got a Christmas tree, and it was covered in lights. And every time I'd say, Mom, I have books that show boxes under this tree. She's like, well, the tree is to show that we live indoors, and the lights are to let you know we have electricity. Merry fucking Christmas. There it is. It's true. My mom came up with an ingenious idea. I don't know how, I know. It's funny because it's true, maybe not, I don't know. But my mom came up with this great idea. I don't know how, real quick, like how old were you when you found out Santa wasn't a thing? 5? God, you're just as poor as me, good Lord. How old were you when you found out Santa wasn't a thing? 8. We have anybody who's like 10, 11, 12, just really deceitful parents? No? Know how to keep alive for a long time? They tell you Santa's not real, and then a year later they're like, they're also getting a divorce. That was also a lie. Mommy doesn't like daddy. Okay. It's couples therapy. We're having fun here. So my mom came up with this ingenious idea that we would just become Jehovah's Witnesses. Because she heard through the grapevine that they don't get birthday presents, or Christmas presents, or celebrate anything. Because I caught on. I knew there was a birthday. She could lie about the Tooth Fairy and Santa all day long. I knew for a fact I got a year older because my school told me. But she didn't like the dress code, so she's like, fuck all that noise. No, here's her birthday present. We're not a Jehovah's Witness. My mom was ingenious, and my mom got credit for some of the things that I felt like she created. Like, one thing she did was, like, whenever we had paper towels and we dry something down, she's like, put them out to dry. Like, the package said disposable right here on it. Like, yeah, put out to dry. My mom, as far as I was concerned, also invented croutons. Because I'd be like, Mom, I think this bread is bad. She's like, just crack it up, throw it in some salad. Like, she invented croutons. She also invented yogurt. I'm like, Mom, I go to pour the milk, it doesn't pour. It's like more solid now. She's like, if you can't drink it, eat it. Grab a spoon. Ingenious woman. Her name is Linda Sarro. She lives in Davie, Florida currently. Look her up. She's fucking crazy. Anyway, also my mom, as a Hispanic woman, I don't know if she can take credit for this, but you guys know that Swiffer, the thing with the paper towel on a stick? My mom created that. We had a broom, had like a broken pole on it. She threw it on a rag and was just like, there we are. If she could have just got one pack, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. I would own this place, but I wouldn't fucking be talking jokes in it. You guys all did your taxes, yeah? I did my taxes and I found out that there's one thing I cannot afford to have anymore. Money. Oh my God, holy shit. Can't afford to have money. The more you have, the more they take. It's ridiculous. I don't understand this. I'm so broke. Thank you for asking. It's actually happened, you guys. I don't like to lie on stage. And the other comics will tell you, I very rarely ever talk about myself, because I way more enjoy talking shit about everybody else. Anyway, I'm so broke. I had a dream. Growing up in Florida, so you have all these theme parks. I had a dream that my friends and I drove up to Orlando to go to some huge theme park, like just made for adults. Massive, crazy rides, high roller coasters. And in my dream, I get to the entrance, I look at my wallet, and I don't have $90. You guys, I'm so broke, I can't dream of having $90 fucking dollars. Like, dream big, people, is what I'm saying. The cars, the houses, the fame, but start off with about $95 if you can possibly spare that space in your imagination. My check engine light went off 2 weeks ago, and I don't know about you, but I freak out when that happens. I'm like, it's New Orleans, it could be a number of things. I could have been driving on 3 tires this whole time, who knows? But thankfully I found a guy who for $30 found the fuse, took it out, and the check engine light's off. I have no idea what's wrong with the car, but the light's not there anymore. And that's what was really concerning me. Because driving on New Orleans roads, I can't tell. I just play puddle or pool. I love when it rains. Maybe you guys can play that game out here. It's a great game. It's called puddle or pool. Sometimes you sacrifice a 2014 Toyota Corolla. Sometimes an infant, who knows? But you just go along and you're like, it just rained, it stopped. Is this a 2-inch deep puddle? Or is this a 2-foot deep pool? Let's find out. Let's pull down the handle and see what happens, man. All right. Yeah, it's a wonderful game. It's so funny because like most people's like New Year's resolutions, how are we doing on New Year's resolutions, by the way? Progress support, how are we doing? Did you have any? Did you make any? No. Really ambitious people, I appreciate that. Can I get an applause or a hand? Or anybody who still takes that seriously? New Year's resolutions? You start your New Year's resolution in June? There you go, yeah. June, the month of ambition and effort. Everything else is drinking and listening to music. I love it. So New Year's resolutions are usually like, I want to lose weight and I want to get out of debt. But like, November is all eating and December is all spending. You're like, no, I really do care about you. And I just chose this one time of year when I have the least amount of money and traffic's the highest in the stores. Yeah, this is the time to let me know I really care. And then your New Year's resolution is like to get out of debt, to lose weight. I don't get it. And then February comes, and for the fellas, I know there's very few in the room, estrogen in the house, but for the fellas out there, they propose in February. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be spring, and New Orleans is just heavy rains and the onset of storms. But anyway, In February, they propose, like on Valentine's Day. A lot of very unoriginal men will propose to their very unoriginal girlfriends. Anyway, I've never really understood that. It's like, you're going to propose when things are looking good. When you're looking good, you got like a job promotion. And I think, given the material we've heard tonight, not getting married, I was married, I'm divorced, I'm divorced, I'm divorced. This is more like a couple's end therapy here. I've actually seen divorces celebrated more intensely than weddings, right? More people came to my divorce party than my wedding, and I know all these bitches. I didn't know any of those fucking people. Why are you reading that? Divorce, you guys, is so common in the United States that they made a divorce Barbie. Divorce Barbie. She comes with all of her accessories and all of Ken's accessories. You know what I mean? Like, she's winning at life. There's a separate accessory kit. It's basically what it is. It's like tiny printouts of all of his like cell phone conversations with one of his coworkers. There's a really hot Mediterranean dude who has a horse. Doesn't even have a name. You name it whatever you want. It's your fucking fantasy land. And there's two versions of this divorce Barbie, which is weird. There's one in like her mid-30s and one in her late 50s. They look about the same except for the face. The one in her mid-50s is more expensive because she's had more work done. Thank you, I'm from Florida. They appreciate that joke. Divorce Barbie. It's so weird that we live in a time where we like pay for the most ridiculous things. Like, who ever thought that Uber would be a thing? Like, you guys all heard about my mom in the last 15 minutes? Great. One thing she said to me was like, never get in the car with a stranger, right? She would date a different guy every fucking week. I'm like, I don't know. And now we pay it. It's like we pay for that. And then you have Airbnb. Airbnb's motto should, like, because a lot of times it's like older people like, oh, I have this house here. It was supposed to be for my mother-in-law, but she's dead now. Anyway, fuck that. So you want to live there? So Airbnb's motto should be like, someone should fuck in your house. You know what I mean? If you're not doing it, someone should. You know? Because of divorce. Divorce. It feels like a weird Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers thing. Tonight's theme, people, is broken relationships. Brought to you by the letter I, O, and U. Because love is dead. Yeah, so Airbnb, and like, now you have like, with the whole Netflix and chill. I realize now that's not people who are like not imaginative. That's just people who are broke as fuck. And it's like Netflix and that's it. I paid $11 for this. I used to have my grandma's login. I don't anymore. Anyway, you want to just come back to my house? Everywhere else costs money. Everywhere else is too fucking. And now we have like the most ridiculous industries. Like, do you guys know about these like bash rooms? You go in, you pay like $35, and then you can break shit. You guys don't know about this? Okay, great. Well, it's a wonderful opportunity here. Yes, you just go in, pay an absorbent amount of money, they put you in a room, they give you a hazmat suit, and you just smash shit. And I was like, that's all my ex-girlfriends. I didn't know that that was a thing. I feel like they should just do like a whole VR thing where you could go into a VR room and simulate like strangling someone, like your spouse, your boyfriend. Then you get home and you're like, oh baby, I love you. And you're like way more intimate. You're like, what's going on? All the tension seems to be gone. Like, well, for $50 in 20 minutes, I just choked you to death. And it's so weird. I didn't realize that's all I needed. And I came, by the way. So weird. Now we have, what are they called? Escape rooms? You guys ever done this cheesy shit? An escape room?
Fun.
Huh?
It was fun.
You did an escape room? So, escape rooms, you pay about $30, $35 to find the exit. Right? Isn't that how it works? I walk in, I'm like, it's right there. Okay, can I just keep my money? Exit's right there and right there. My friend, he's actually in South America. He's in Venezuela, and he did an escape room, but there they call it something else. They call it kidnapping. They call it kidnapping. That's right. It's crazy. You have to pay a lot more money to find the exit. Usually it's someone else doing it. Finally, with all the stuff going on with the economy, there's some doomsday people out there, some conspiracy theorists who are like, oh my God, in the wrong political climate, everything's going to go to shit, and all we can do is trust Bitcoin or, I don't know, dog hair. Anyway, my friend is a doomsday prepper, okay? So much so that she has a Costco membership and 3 months worth of supplies at any given moment. Do you guys know these people? Do you guys know these doomsday preppers? They love Fox News. They build basements in places where they shouldn't exist. Doomsday preppers. Well, at any given time, like I said, she has 3 months worth of food, supplies, batteries. Now, her neighbor, she's not a big fan of his. He's like a hardcore gun enthusiast. But I told her, I said, look, if you're really worried about the world going to shit, you should probably make friends with your neighbors. Because you might have 3 months worth of food and supplies, but if shit hits the fan, he has a gun and all of your shit. Everything you got is his when shit goes down. What I'm saying is, people, make friends so that you don't have to pay $35 for a fucking stranger to pick you up from the airport or to deliver you food, because you're like, yes, it does cost $12 to get a sandwich, but it would also cost me $80 to find an outfit that fits. You guys have been great. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Chris Anthony! This stand has moved